Hello everyone, this video is for exercises 6 through 10 in Module 6 Lesson 3. We didn't get to these in class, so I made a video for you. So if we read it, it says an online bookseller has a new book in print. The company estimates that if the book is priced at $15, then 800 copies of the book will be sold per day. If the book is priced at $20, then 550 copies of the book will be sold per day. So some of you might look at this and say, oh, that's a rate of change because it says per day. But if we look more closely, we'll realize that copies sold per day, that's actually our y variable. And the price is our x. So what we're looking at here is a comparison between the price of the book and how many they can sell. They're basically trying to figure out what's the best price. What's the best price that they can give this book in order to increase how many copies they're sold per day. So we're comparing the price to how many they're sold, kind of a supply and demand situation here. And the first question is, what is the rate of change? And you probably are confused because you're thinking, is it 800 or is it 550? Well, neither one of those are a rate of change. In fact, the 15 and 800, that's actually a point on our graph. It's right here. And then the 20 and the 550, that is also a point on our graph. 20 and 550 is right here. What is the rate of change? Well, we actually need to calculate our rate of change here. And we can use our slope formula to do that. It's the change in y over the change in x. So I just need to find the difference between our values here. If I say this one is y1, and I say this one is, actually I'm going to do it the other way around because I like positive numbers. If I let this one be y1 and this one be y2, then my formula will be 800 minus 550. That will help me calculate the change from 550 to 800. And then I follow a similar logic with my x values. If I call this one x1, notice how it matches the y1. They're in the same point. And I call my 15 my x2, again, notice how it matches the y2 in the same point. I'm going to do 15 minus, my phone is ringing, 15 minus 20. So my change in y will be 800 minus 550. Going to be 250, and then the 15 minus 20 will be negative 5, and all I need to do here is just divide, and we'll get a rate of change of negative 50. Negative 50. And it says, what is the rate of change relating to the number of copies sold to the price? So if we think about this, okay, x is our price number, it's the change in y over the change in x, so it's the copies sold per day, so we're selling 50 less copies per $1 increase in price. $1 increase in price lowers our number of copies by 50 that we sell. Just using our variables here to help me figure that out. So we sell 50 less copies per $1 increase in price. We sell 50 less copies per $1 increase in the price. So if we make a little table here, we can see basically this is saying that if our price is, so we had 15, right? For a price of $15, we could sell 800 copies. If I were to increase the price by $1, I would only sell 750 copies. Sorry, this should be 16. My mistake. if I increase the price by $1, I decrease how many copies I sell by 50. That's what our rate of change is telling us here. If we see that, here's 16. 16 is obviously at 750. This point right here is 16 and 750. And this works 17 for $17. If you notice, that's only 700 copies. So as our price increases by $1, the number of copies we sell is decreased by 50 copies. So plus $1, decrease in 50 copies. Okay, similar problem here. Based on the graph, it's the same problem, 15 and 800, 20 and 550. Based on the graph, if the company prices the book at $18, how many copies of the book can they expect to sell? Well, if we look here, here's $18, and we go up to our line, we'll see that that will sell about 650 copies. Just using our point here, this point is 18 and 650. So $18 will sell 650 copies. A price of $18 will sell 650 copies of the book. Just using the points on the graph. Number 10. Based on the graph, approximately what price should the company charge in order to sell 700 copies? So this one has us starting with the copies and finding the price. So we'll start with the y-axis. Here's 700 copies. We'll follow it to the line and then drop it down to see that that would be $17. A price, so this point right here is 17,700. A price of $17 will sell 700 copies of the book. Okay, and don't forget to take checkpoint 17. I forgot to mention this in class today. Checkpoint 17 is due today. And I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.